Hello, my friend, and welcome. Today, I'd like to talk about Hitsuzendo. This is the Zen Brush painting that I do. When you see these ensos, they've become very popular in the internet, these Zen circles that I paint. There's a lot of energy in them, a great deal of creativity in them, and many people have asked me, how do you do this? What's your technique? What's your technique for painting these paintings with all this energy in them and uniqueness and creativity? And it's not a technique, really. It's not an art practice. I mean, I am an artist. I went to art school. I have a lot of training as an artist. But this is not like that. It's a very, very different thing. Hitsuzendo is a practice of awakening. It's a practice of satori, of the awakened mind. That's what Hitsuzendo is. It doesn't really have much to do with art, even though we are, at the end, there is art. There's calligraphy, there's Zen circles, there's all kinds of different brush paintings and things that come out of this. But the practice itself is a practice of meditation. It's a spiritual practice. It's a practice of awakening. The paintings are actually secondary to what happens, to this practice that we do. In Hitsuzendo, I have a certain little ritual that I go through, and I'll show you what that is. It's whenever I paint, the first thing I do is I take the brush. This is a medium-sized brush, and I hold the brush up to my head, over my head like this. And part of that, what I'm doing here is I'm just reminding myself, remembering this, and emptying myself out of any self, allowing this true self, this unlimited, infinite self to come through, the energy of the universe to flow through. So I'm emptying myself out to allow the energy of the universe to flow through this body. And that's what makes the paintings. The most important part of the practice of Hitsuzendo is this time before. In the beginning, I used to meditate for an hour before I painted, to reach that state, because I wasn't used to it. You know, it took many years to get to that point where I could reach it at all. But it's always here. It can happen in any moment. Now it just takes me a minute or 30 seconds or so of this. I just empty myself out of whatever's there, thoughts of an artist, of a person, beliefs, anything that's there, anything that's happened during the day. I just completely empty myself out, so I become a vessel for this. Emptying. This is also what I do when I'm teaching and writing. Everything flows through in this way, but the Hitsuzendo, the brush, Zen brush painting is what taught me this, is what allowed me to do this in my life. So I start off with this, clearing myself. And when I'm cleared, I hold the brush in front of me, acknowledging that this is what the energy is going to use. This is what the energy is going to do at this moment. As I'm filled with this energy, I realize this is how the energy is going to express itself. And then I lift the brush up and with a Zen shout, I bring it down to the paper. I'm expressing this energy. It's very strong, very powerful. You know, when I'm doing this, I'm filling the energy of the universe is just coursing through me, so my whole body is filled with this energy. Then I acknowledge what the energy is going to do, and then, you know, that's the sound of the energy coming through. I want to keep that energy vital. And then the brush moves by itself. It just moves around in a circle. If it's a circle, whatever it is, it creates. But it's filled with that energy that comes from this part, the emptying. It's filled with that energy. It's emptiness is painting. Not emptiness itself. I'm emptying myself out so all of life can paint through me. All of life can move through me. And that's what creates the paintings. It's not me. It's not me as a person. Peter is an individual person with skills and techniques and things that I've learned in art school and things. It has nothing to do with that. I'm emptying all of that out. and allowing life to express itself on that page, life to express itself on that paper. That's why the painting part of it is effortless. I have no identification with even doing it. I'm just going along for the ride, you might say. It's this energy that moves through me, that energy that flows through me. And that's how these paintings are created. That's why there's so much energy in them. Because I simply get out of the way. I simply empty myself out so I can be a vehicle for life, which is what I am anyway. But our mind confuses us, makes us think that we're a person, something separate from life, a unique, individual, separate person that has skills and training and things like that. That's a very limited way of seeing what we are. So when I move all of that out of the way, some of that might come in too. It's okay. Everything is here. But we're not focusing on this limited person. We're not focusing on the thoughts and beliefs and knowledge and skills that we learned, years ago or just yesterday. We're allowing this moment, life to act in this very moment for the very first time that it ever has in this way. And that's why the paintings are so unique and creative. None of them look like any other one. They're always like that. They're always completely unique. And they always have this energy flowing through. I mean, honestly, do you think I could do that as a person, no matter how much training I had in art? Of course not. It was apparent right away, years ago when I started painting like this, that I could never paint like this myself. I allowed something else to paint through me, to move through me. That's what the painting is. Now on the website, I'll include some other things like a Buddha board, which is a wonderful thing that you can use to get started with it, and also just more information about this, about the practice of emptying out, about meditation techniques like shikantaza, which is a just sitting, just emptying everything out. So there's just the sitting, or as I like to say, just being. In just being, what are you being? Not the person. It's just being. Just being is an emptying out, so you're open to life, to reality as it is. And the practice, this is a practice of being open to life. And the beauty of it, why we do it, why it's not just sitting meditation, why we do this Hitsuzendo, this brush painting meditation, is because it shows us in this very practical, tangible way how life can act through us, how this great universe, our true nature of all existence, can flow through us and create paintings, create something in the world. And the more we do this, the more we trust it. The more we're willing to get ourself out of the way, ourself that needs to control life and understand life. We get that out of the way, empty ourselves out, and let life express itself. And we see how beautifully life expresses itself. It's humbling to the self. It's humbling to the ego self. Because we realize, if we're honest with ourselves, that we could never do that. It's beyond our skill set to be that creative and that original. And the Hitsuzendo shows us this. This practice of Hitsuzendo, of Zen brush painting in this way, shows us how life can move through us and create beautiful things. Beautiful paintings, beautiful images, beautiful writing. Everything that we allow life to move through us and we get out of the way creates something beautiful in the world. And Hitsuzendo is a practice that shows us this. So it's not an art practice. There's no artistic technique to it. It's going to be completely unique to every person. And not only that, it's going to be unique within the person. When each person that paints, they're going to paint, every painting is going to be unique because you're allowing life to move through you, and that's what it does. It's extremely creative. It's always creating something new and beneficial and beautiful in the world. So we see that and are kind of amazed. You know, the painting is coming through this body, this hands, the brush, the ink. We set all this stuff up, but it's the emptying out that allows this to constantly surprise us, constantly make something new and beautiful in every moment. So this is a wonderful spiritual practice. I encourage you to do this. And I will present things on the website. I'll have a link to the website that'll show you, different things you can do. There's a wonderful thing that you can use called a Buddha board. If you haven't used this before, you paint with water and watch things just disappear after you paint it. It teaches you the reality of life, that everything shifts and changes, nothing stays the same, and not to be attached to anything. It teaches you to let go of attachment. And it's also a wonderful practice for doing this, because right away, before you even use ink, just using a brush and water on this Buddha board, you can see the results that happen when you get out of the way. I also have other exercises where you can just use a pen to do the same thing and see how, that the creativity that flows through you is more than you can possibly imagine. It's just so much more than anything you've ever learned, anything you've ever done before. It's beautiful to do this. And it teaches you, it humbles you, and it teaches you to open to life, that when you empty out, you not only function, but you function so much better than you ever did before. People are often afraid, like, how will I function if I'm not using my thoughts? How will I function if I'm not me? The answer is you function so much better. It's a paradox to the mind because we don't understand it. But if you practice this just a little bit, you'll see. And I hope the things that I offer you will help you develop this as a practice. Thank you, my friend.